there. You heard the laughter between the new history-making Vice President Kamala Harris, the former now Vice President Mike Pence. Laughter on the steps of a building. 1 week ago, Donald Trump was impeached for a second time. 2 weeks ago, it was under attack, and some of the Trump supporters going in were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." What an important moment. Again, can Joe Biden's message of unity last? What will happen in the days ahead when he's having policy fights and the like?
Laughter. Pence different from Trump in a boy.
For Democrats watching who may not have a great view of Mike Pence, in the end, he decided it was important to do the right thing. This would traditionally be Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
At least, may I tell you.
Saying thank you and farewell to the former president. Donald Trump, for whatever reason, you can insert your own, decided he did not be here. He disrespected tradition, disrespected norms. So instead, we see the new vice president, again, a history-making vice president, saying farewell, thank you, and sharing a laugh, Wolf, with Mike Pence. Again, after the past 4 years of partisan divide, after the way you see the wave there, as Jake noted earlier, it's just a little more than a week ago, Mike Pence was still trying to support the president's case that there was fraud in the election. Whatever. We can again litigate that another day. On this day,
at least Pence stand up.
He has decided to do the right thing.
Exactly. True.
Just the passing of the torch. It's not the image we're supposed to be seeing. This should be former President Trump getting onto a helicopter to leave town. But he decided he did not want to be part of this great American tradition.
Yeah.
Mike Pence came
and do him thing. At least, may I tell you.
Signal that yes, we're in the middle of these colliding crises, the pandemic, a struggling economy, the political divide. 2 weeks ago today, an attempted insurrection. But can we try? Can we just try to talk to
yes,
each other,
Camilla.
to work out our differences politely? Again, history there too of Kamala Harris, first woman of color as vice president of the United States. A very important part.
Jamaican, we large.
On this powerful day.
Yeah. Girl. Yeah, go on. Yeah, your first man.
Which is
when
he said we will get through this together, and then he repeated a line he has often said, and there we see the vice president and her husband, Doug Emhoff, walking back up these stairs, and he said, "I will fight as hard for those who didn't support me as those who did." Very important effort to try to.
They're out. Pence, at least you stand up. If you know you do the right thing. All right, Pelosi, Nancy, all right.
A more beautiful demonstration of the idea of hope.
Yeah.
And of turning a page from a period in this country that was dark and desperate.
All right, Pelosi and her husband that it look like. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Violence, because of the violence we saw 2 weeks ago. Then the youngest.
All right, hot lady. Yeah, go on your green. I go on good do. Show up on them.
Just summed up with emotion and
hot lady out.
Eloquence, the idea of what this country came close to losing a couple weeks ago.
Them can't stop on no. Now walk with luck. Them not see it. Lucky people will say.
Tremendous poise and grace, but it was incredibly relevant and timely.
And it was timely because, according to the New York Times, she was about halfway through it when January 6th happened at the Capitol and finished the poem that night, inspired or perhaps propelled by what she saw.
Yes.
And there was a line in the poem, "We've seen a force that
happy see my glad tears in my eyes for sure I'm overwhelmed for the people them.
So much of the poem was directly relevant.
Big up on yourself.
What we all experienced 2 weeks ago, and for a 22-year-old to capture that and capture all of the history and the meaning of what our democracy should mean, I think was really extraordinary.
Mr. Joe Biden, you walk with luck. You're lucky, man. Them they know that.
The now Vice President of the United States and my alma mater, Harvard University, but she's clearly a brilliant wordsmith, able to really capture not just the moment that we're in, but the feeling of. All
right, watch Bill Clinton, Hillary.
But also hope about what.
Yeah.
This is hardly poetry, but she was a showstopper.
Yeah.
It was the kind
Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary. Lord God.
And there's
Chris Coons, Senator from Delaware.
with Hillary Clinton leaving. So we're going to watch this and talk about Amanda Gorman. But she really just absolutely had everybody's attention because of how fantastic she was. As I was saying, not just in how she wrote the poem, but how she delivered it. We could just sit here all day picking out some of the great lines. One is, there is always light if only we are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to see it.
Bill.
I mean, that line alone.
Why, my favorite people, them out back in the White House, them couldn't stop them.
It was so distressing in an existential way about what we saw 2 weeks ago. Obviously, witnessing any sort of violence is hideous. But what we saw 2 weeks ago in the same building that we are looking at right now, there's Senator Cory Booker, Democrat of New Jersey.
Kamala Harris' sister and her husband, was
an attempt to undermine democracy, an attempt to steal democracy.
them couldn't steal it. None tal. Never. People them speak.
The terrorists, the MAGA terrorists, were trying to stop the constitutional counting and certification of votes so that Donald Trump would stay as president even though he had lost.
Him not stay there. Them did not forget him out.
Her eloquence describing that at an event that celebrated actually
Watch
the
Hillary.
of that democracy.
Watch Kamala Harris' sister.
Also about, as several of the speakers today have mentioned, the fragility of it all.
Yeah.
You know, it's as
Bill
Joe Biden said in
Clinton.
his speech, democracy is precious, democracy is fragile, and at this hour, my friends, democracy has prevailed. But I think today, as we sit here and we watch this incredible ceremony, just
That people them out.
it's such a reminder that
While Biden, President Biden and Harris will visit Arlington National Cemetery soon.
Which is at this hour
They're gonna put wreaths on the tombs
and as you
of the unknown soldiers. So yes, I'm here on it, live and direct, watching and thanks to CNN for streaming this. Yeah, couldn't do it without you. I'd have to see what's going on.
many people have brought up today.
Sorry about that, Abby. I just want to point out one other thing that Amanda Gorman told NPR. She said when she was looking into how to write this, she said she studied people like Winston Churchill on ways that rhetoric has been used for good. Ways that rhetoric has been used for good. Talk about a study in contrast. That speaks for
Yes, on a large, you
Of
know.
course, for President Biden and Vice President Harris, as well as those who have stood for democracy, including Majority Leader Schumer, Minority Leader McConnell, is how to deal with a political party, specifically House Republicans, but also some Senate Republicans, that are
No worry about the hug them COVID
have been acting
C
to
free.
undermine it. That's going to be a real challenge going forward.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge challenge, despite the words that we just heard from President Biden. Jeff Zeleny is watching all of this unfold. Jeff, I know you've been doing extensive reporting on what we anticipate.
Sorry, we never did it.
And I think you were right.
Got me then a shout out. Loud and proud.
This long period of partisanship and division.
Wolf, it is exactly what Joe Biden has been talking about since the very moment he got into this